Kaushik. Hi, I am Aditya. Meet our detective. His name is Kaushik Banerjee.
He works compulsively on all his cases, and his deductive powers are phenomenal.
Meet his assistant, Aditya Sharma.
He has a great sense of humor. He is expert in web designing and helps his sir in all the cases.
This is Detective Banerjee.
At morning 6 a.m. a man visited Detective Banerjee's lab.
Detective, I am James, diamond dealer Arvind's son. I need your help. My father expired today due to heart attack. He was a heart patient, but I think that it's not a natural death. Someone has killed him. And I don't have any clue or evidence, so I can't approach the police. And I think it's a murder, because 2 days ago he got a blackmail call. Aditya, we should visit James' house and search for some clues.
Sure, sir. Detective Banerjee leaves with Aditya for James's house.
Aditya, just look around if you get any clues.
Okay, sir. After reaching and searching the house, Aditya tells Banerjee that, seeing everything here, it seems as if it's a natural death. The door was closed from inside and there is no other entrance to enter the room. The reason for death is also heart attack, which is natural, and still if it's a murder, then how?
It's easy. Just check whether the bolt is made up of steel or plastic. If it's made up of steel, then it's a murder, and if it's not, then it's a natural death.
It's made up of steel, sir.
Okay. Then it's a murder. And now I will explain the relationship between the bolt and the murder. It's a very old and famous trick. With the help of a magnet, we can easily open or close the door without entering the room. And the second reason is heart attack. And the answer to this is the broken glass found on the floor. In the water, glucose and amphetamine drug was mixed, which leads to heart failure. So from this we can conclude that it's a murder, and the murderer is also present in the same house, because the murderer has a full knowledge of the house and Mr. Arvind's daily routine.
We don't have any clues. Now how will we get to know who is the murderer?
Don't worry, Aditya. Pick up the call, Aditya.
James calls Banerjee. Sir, James had called and answered that he has received a letter and it is mentioned that he has made a mistake by calling Detective Banerjee, and so now his time is over.
We should immediately go then.
Detective Banerjee goes to James' house and sees the letter. This letter has been written and James has not seen anyone throwing the letter, so what shall we do now?
We must go to the servant's house, because he has only written this letter, since the smell of chlorine is coming out of this paper, and chlorine is used to clean up the swimming pool, and the in charge is the servant.
Then they both leaves for the servant's house. After reaching, they saw that the servant had committed suicide.
It's not a suicide, and it's a murder.
How, sir?
Aditya, inform the police. I have identified the murderer. The murderer is Mr. Arvind's driver.
But how, sir?
Just inform the police. I will explain you the full story later.
After this, Banerjee with all the proofs takes captive the driver.
Thank you, Detective. I knew you would definitely catch the culprit. But how did you get to know the driver is the murderer? I had a suspect on the driver when I saw your photo album. In that album I saw driver's wife. She wore many branded cloths and accessories, After studying, I got to know that driver had a huge bank balance, and after searching, I got to know that it was your father's black money, which he had transferred into the driver's account to escape from taxes. Driver was selfish and wanted to take the money, so he killed your father and showed it as a natural death. When I almost proved that it was a murder, the driver played a different game. He wanted to divert the case to Howard the servant, but he forgot to collect his hat from the crime scene, and this was enough for me to prove that he was the culprit.